you see simulation as something that people are turning to as an option for helping to scale their training, and it's really a direct response to the constraints that the utilities are facing today. So, if we kind of look at why they're adopting simulation, if we kind of go through it real quick, right? It starts with a safety risk. So many of the scenarios that lead to a lot of these serious injuries or fatalities are the very ones you can't really recreate in the real world and practice for. So those could be those, like you said, Trent, those electrical faults, unstable poles, equipment failures. Live training by necessity has to avoid a lot of this stuff because you're actually endangering the trainees, but you have a safe environment in which you can try all of that in simulation, and you can do things that just you couldn't have happen in the real world, or you can't simulate or you can't predict when a particular piece of equipment is going to fail in a certain way, but in a simulator you definitely can. Beyond that, of course, there's equipment scarcity, right? These trucks and machines, the crews rely on them every day for revenue generating activity. They're very expensive, and taking them out of service or training is going to directly impact your operations. So obviously, simulation is going to remove that trade-off. It's going to decouple training or using training equipment from operational activities. And of course, in terms of training access, when we talk about access, it's having the ability to conduct the training under the right conditions. So the problem is that the weather might not be right. You can't get the scheduling sorted out. The instructors aren't available. Maybe there's a geographical problem, right? Folks have to drive to another city to take the training. You can't get everybody in one place. So that's a big challenge. And of course, at the same time, the overall training demand is increasing. We're seeing a lot of customers telling us this is one of the things they're dealing with. They're dealing with a lot of people aging out of the industry and they're being replaced, but the demand is massively increased on getting those people up to the correct skill level quickly. And yes, apprenticeships are expanding, but the timelines for doing everything is also shrinking. And frankly, it's our argument that traditional field training is not going to allow you to scale fast enough. And so finally, the other thing that we run into a lot is standardization. So the need to give people standardized training is a big thing that we run into every time we talk to customers. And training outcomes are really going to vary, right? They're going to vary by the instructor who gives the training. They're going to vary by the location where the training is done. And so simulation can really allow you to deliver the same types of training scenarios. You can have the same expectations of everybody. They can sort of meet the same evaluation criteria across the entire workforce. So in our opinion, with all of these things in mind, simulation really changes the equation. It creates a lot of real excellent benefits for companies to consider. And so I guess to circle back to the beginning, I suppose because of all these factors, it's no surprise that we're seeing a growth in simulation training overall.